Hey, this is an upper body push day. I'm starting off on axle push press from the blocks. Going to try and do 98 kilos for 5 reps. Because last week I got 4. But secretly I want 6 reps today or more. I've just done a quick little check-in with my body. I'm feeling really strong, not sore anywhere, so I'm going to get right into the push press. I normally start with a strength or skill movement and I'll warm up while doing that movement. So I might work on axle push press for 20 to 30 minutes, but that includes warming up. And I like to do more warm-up sets than maybe other people do because I'm practicing the skill of push pressing. So I'm not getting a lot of volume in at the top weights. So to make up for that, I make sure that I'm getting some skill work and some practice in with the lower weights / warm-up weights. All right, hey everyone, Smitty here. Just finished this session a couple of hours ago and thought I would overdub. Warming up with 50 kilos, and what I wanted to point out is how I mentioned there the skill work, strength and skill. So any strength movement like this, any compound explosive movement, something like that, requires skill. It requires balance, coordination, and neural pathways. Motor learning, it's called. A lot to do with the brain. So the reason I wanted to film my lifts and talk over it like this was I'm not just warming up the shoulders. I'm not just warming up the body. That's part of the process. So now we jump to 70 kilos. What I'm doing is I'm conscious of where my fingers are. I like my pinky on the ring, on the axle. So I'm just making sure, is that where I like it today? I forgot my shorts, so I'm in pants. The shoes I've got on, the shirt I've got on, where feels good today? I'm conscious of all these reps. It's not just warming up for warming up's sake. I think I hit 70 again here, and that one felt better just through changing something. How am I breathing today? Belt goes on. Stretch out the shirt, because sometimes when you put a belt on, it pulls the shirt down. Where's my feet today? How's it all feeling? Now the belt's on. We've just changed something. So let's be conscious of how it feels with the belt. Now I've done push press 1,000 times, but every time is different. Well, it's not, but treat it as in, what's the little differences today? How am I feeling? What feels best today? So I just wanted to point that out, that when I'm warming up, I'm not just trying to warm my shoulders up or anything. I'm thinking what feels best today. How do I get the most out of this top set? Jump into 90 kilos here. Conscious of everything that I'm doing. Everything's very deliberate. As I said, the goal here was 98 kilos, which will be my next set. Last week I did 4 reps and I missed the 5th rep. I was a bit grumpy about it. So this week I wanted to make sure I got 5, but as I said at the start, I truly believed I can get 6. So I'll let the video play out. I tried to psych up a little bit for it. This is me breathing, music on a bit louder, take it serious, and I'll let it play out from here. I did 7 reps, but it took longer than a minute, and I was kind of trying to keep things under a minute so I can keep it relative. But I did 7, so whatever. All right, moving on. So I was happy with that. I'm still feeling pretty happy with that. I'd like to speed the reps up a little bit next week, so I might even aim for 7 reps again, but make sure I get it in a minute, not a minute 10. Moving on, training some pecs. First warm-up set, I did 27 kilos, then jumped up to this set, 35. I only do 3 reps, but notice the cadence. Full control. The faster I push it on the way up, the easier it is. We want things to be easy if we're competing in something. Training needs to be hard. Hard means you don't have to put yourself in favourable angles all the time. You don't have to move fast all the time. We're trying to train the muscles. I'm trying to exercise and train my muscles. 40 kilos here. Conrad spotted me last week as well. So last week I did 10 reps on my own, and then Conrad spotted me for another 10. So this week I let him know I want 11 or 12 reps, and I think I got that. I've already lost count. You guys can count. I think I got 11 or 12, but I'm also going slower on the way down. I reckon this is a more controlled set than last week. So I got 1 or 2 extra reps, and also with more control. Conrad jumped in a little here, but I could feel him touching my elbows, but I didn't really feel like it was helping. But if you're ever spotting someone, yeah, I was really happy. Conrad's great with spotting, so just make sure, preferably he wouldn't have touched me at all, I guess, but I could tell that he was just there for support, and he did a really great job. So I told him to bail because I wanted to know. I said, I got this. I wanted to get that 12th rep on my own, even though he was... Anyway, and then that felt so hard, I'm like, I couldn't... He's going to have to jump in a lot. I said to him there, you're going to have to jump in a lot. So this is going to failure. This is what failure looks like. You don't go till it's uncomfortable. You don't go till it's hard. You go until you pretty much can't do it properly or safely. And this is me going past failure. I couldn't even hold it up at the end, honestly. I couldn't even lower it with control. So that was progress on last week. Short rest. I didn't do any warm-ups on this, just straight into dips. 15 kilos. Last week I did 8. This week I did 11. So good for me. That feels great. These are pretty hard to know if I'm not cheating any reps, but see how I move my head back a little bit there? That makes it a bit easier. Moving the head back puts it in line with my body. The further my head is away from my triceps, the more of my head weight I'm lifting. So it's still progress. I didn't know how I'd go on these, so I was pretty excited to get more reps than last week. And that's some progress. Now, progress on this, does that mean I'm getting stronger? Are my muscles stronger? Or am I just getting better at dips? That motor pathway and neural pathway, that practice of doing dips, you get better at dips. We need to understand the difference between getting better because your muscles are stronger and getting better at something because you regularly do it. And there's a difference, and you need to know which exercise do which. This is how I do my dumbbell flies. So I really enjoy the decline position at the end here. I really enjoy that position. So what I do is on the way down, I flatten and I enjoy the pec stretch on the way down, and then I bring myself into a decline position. And I think I had the 17s here, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to be here all day, even going slow. That's how light it is. So that was a warm-up set. Look at how long a rest I take. If I want to get more reps with the 20s, I would take a break. But I don't want to get more reps. The reps don't matter. What matters is training. So that was my warm-up set. Straight into the working set. You don't need rest because I want this set to be hard. And it got hard within 3 reps. Now, I'm moving slow because I want to. I'm not moving slow because it's hard. I could go faster. But I'm trying to train my muscles. I'm trying to get down to the fast twitch, deepest muscle fibers. And they were only recruited when needed. So by going slower, yes, I'm doing less reps, but I'm getting to those deep, deep muscle fibers. And the fast twitch muscle fibers are the ones more responsible for growth. Bigger muscles equals stronger and safer muscles. Safer strength. And then Conrad shouted out, do you want a spot? And I said, yep. For some forced reps. So I think I continue with the decline. But the point of this, guys, is to show you what failure looks like, to show how to spot someone and what we're after with spotting, and to show you that the pace, I cut a bit out there just to fast forward it. That's how long this set went for. The breathing, the effects, your cardio system is linked to your muscular system. So when you're training like this, you are training your cardio system. I ended on a max hold there, about 5-6 seconds. And then I laid there breathing because it was brutal on the lungs and the heart. You train this way, you are going to be metabolically, muscally,
and cardio-wise, better off.
I'm happy that I got like the top, we got the upper pec going on those flyers. Even with the decline, I was able to hit with the stretch position on the flyers. I'm able to really recruit that top half on a fly, which is really cool for me. With long arms, it's pretty hard to feel good on a pec stretch, but that right one is popping out easily. The left one, due to the shoulder being a bit different, a bit harder to pop out, but that right upper pec is feeling good. Left, I feel like, yeah, that inner part of the left pec quite easily on the flies, but then the top upper pec on the left, bit harder. Still working, it's pumped up, just different shoulder mobility and stuff like that makes it harder to pop out, but we got the right upper pec going and we got the left inner popping out, so there's some progress.
Moving on to JM press. So these are not quite a skull crusher, not quite an extension. It's called a JM press. Learned it from the West Side Barbell stuff. And it's half an extension, half a press. So you can go a little bit heavier than you can an extension because you are pressing this a little bit as well. I like it because it's not brutal on the elbows. Sometimes an extension or skull crusher, there's a lot of tension on the elbow joint on the triceps. So I like this. See, it's like a half press, but I'm letting the elbows go forward. I let Conrad know what I was aiming for here, and we pushed to failure. Literally couldn't even move my arms. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Conrad spotted really well, giving me some forced reps straight into cable single arm push downs. And each set I did the right arm first. It took about 45 or 50 seconds to get to failure. And then the left arm, because it had more rest since that last set of extensions, the left arm was about 90 seconds or more of tension. But we got to failure in the end, even with some forced reps. I just used my right hand to force out some extra reps. And guys, from that first push press at 50 kilos until this last cable extension was 45 minutes. In and out, the training has to be intense. It has to be brief. And you don't want it to be easy. Resting makes it easy. We don't want it to be easy. We want to push the body and force it to adapt.
All right, that is the session done. That took 45 minutes, guys. And my triceps, you can't even see them because they're so full of blood. Actually hurt. 45 minutes, we got strength and skill, chest, triceps.